All right, reading. We're going to discuss a couple things before I sign off where you all can read your Martin Luther King. But I have a fun word that I'm going to write on the board. I'm going to see if anyone can say it. Bless you. That is not the word. But it kind of goes along with the word, ironically. Jack, that's for you, my friend. Oh my goodness, what is that word? That is a word. It's an actual word. Jonathan. Yeah, but you got to finish it. M. Yes. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. That's a fun word to say. Everybody say it. Onomatopoeia. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. What on earth does this word mean? Like what? Who thought of this word and why? No, it does not. It does not mean potato. Does anyone have a guess as to what onomatopoeia? I like to say it. It's just a fun word to say. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. But anyways, it's kind of like Elf with Francisco. Anyway, anyone have a guess? No. So I'm going to read a book that is all about onomatopoeia. And then when I'm done with the book, you can see if you have a guess as to what it might mean. This is one of my favorites. It's very well loved. It's called Mr. Brown Can Moo, Can You? Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. He can sound like a cow. He can go moo, moo. He can sound like a bee. Mr. Brown can bzz. How about you? Can you go bzz? Very nice. He can sound like a cork. Pop, pop, pop. He can sound like a horse feet. Plop, plop, plop. He can sound like a rooster. He can sound like an owl. Very good. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? He can sound like the rain. Dibble, dibble, dop, dibble, dibble, dop, dibble, dibble, dop, dop, dop. He can sound like a clock. He can tick. He can talk. He can sound like a hand on a door. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown is a wonder. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown makes thunder. He makes lightning. Splat, splat, splat. It's very, very hard to make a noise like that. Very nice. Anybody get any idea what onomatopoeia is?
Yeah.
All right, wait till the book's over. Mr. Brown can whisper, whisper. Very soft, very high, like the soft, soft whisper of a butterfly. Maybe you can too. I think you ought to try. Flutter like a butterfly. Very nice. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. Why don't you try to do them too? Turn the page and let's review. What sound does a cow make?
Moo.
Bee. Cork.
Hop.
Horse feet.
Clock.
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 Oh, actually, yeah, tic-tac. Rooster. Owl. Trickling water. Dripping water. What is the sound of a clock?
Tick-tock.
Tick-tock. What about knocking on a door? What about thunder? What about lightning? What about a whisper of a butterfly? Very nice. And that is that. So what does onomatopoeia mean? What in the world is onomatopoeia? Olivia?
Sounds of animals.
Well, not just animals. Owen?
Sounds of everything.
Yes. It is a word that makes up the sound in which it's doing. So when you talk about thunder, you say, what's the word that you would say? Boom. So it's the formation or use of a word that imitates a sound. So ironically, when I wrote the word down, Jonathan sneezed. What does a sneeze sound like? Onomatopoeia. What does the sound of the bee say?
Buzz.
Buzz. Onomatopoeia. What about bang? Onomatopoeia. What is the sound that a dog makes? What about a cat? Does anybody know another sound a cat makes? I've been hearing it a lot in my house. Yes, a hiss. A lot of hissing happening at the Reed house. What about a bird? What about a goose? There you go. So, onomatopoeia is the sound that a word makes. So, that is a form of writing. When you're reading a book, like I just read, Mr. Brown Can Moo, Can You, is all full of onomatopoeia. This book is like such a fun way of describing it. And I'm going to read some more this week. So, when you think of words that sound like something else, that is onomatopoeia. And it's a fun word to say. So, we're going to be working on those things this week. Like last week before break, we talked about similes. We talked about different figures of speech. So this is another figure of speech. Let me try to find something. And you're also, friends, going to write a poem involving different words that involve onomatopoeia. So we have not delved into any poems yet. So does a poem always have to rhyme?
No.
No. We're going to be working on something called an echoic poem. So you are going to be writing sounds, and we'll be discussing it more, but it is not a rhyming poem. You're focusing more on what does the sound of the word make. So, this is an example. Mom and Dad are home. Slam, slam, go the car doors. Jangle, jangle, go the house keys. Jingle, jingle, go the keys in the door. Squeak, goes the front door. Thump, thump. That is me running down the stairs. Guess what? Mom and Dad are home. So, you have to think of what is the sound of the word, and that is onomatopoeia, which can be a lot of fun. So that is what part of the things that we are going to be working on this week on grammar, as far as figures of speech and language that go hand in hand with reading. Now, when we read a book like Martin Luther King Jr., is there a lot of onomatopoeia in that? No. No, there's not. Because it is more of is it fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction.
Yeah. So generally, nonfiction books do not contain a lot of onomatopoeia because they're talking more of factual events. Onomatopoeia is more a narrative or a story that you incorporate fun ideas into. So Martin Luther King is is a factual book, so focusing more on dates and facts and events that occurred at that time. So, all figures of speech have a place in our literature. So what I want you to do now is get out, we haven't read a lot lately, of Martin Luther King. And I am going to turn this off. What I want you to do at this point in time is to get out your book and to read. Our class is at page 56. So I would like for you to read at least to the end of this chapter, which is I Have a Dream. We've listened to that speech. And so today, let's read I want you to read at least to the end of that chapter. And if you have further than that, then pick a few. I would like you to read at least 5 pages, okay? We will talk to you later.